Hello. Today we shall learn laws of chemical combination. These are very simple laws which have been formed about 100-150 years before. These are the laws based on which the whole chemistry calculations have been done. Let's learn the first law. The first law, what it states is, what's the law is? Law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass, what does it state? In all physical and chemical reactions, the total mass of all products is same as total mass of all reactants. Students, it's a very simple law. What simply it says is, whenever you do any reaction, the reactant mass is always is equal to the product mass. Not only reaction, we can simply say that the mass of whole universe is conserved. Mass will not change. Let us understand by taking some examples. If you do the reaction of carbon with oxygen, it is going to form carbon dioxide. So if we calculate what is the mass involved here, the atomic mass of the carbon, that is 12. 12 grams of the carbon will exactly combine with 16 into 2. 16 is atomic mass of oxygen, 16 into 2, 2 atoms are there. This much of oxygen to form carbon dioxide. How much carbon dioxide will be there? Again, when we calculate carbon, it is 12, then oxygen, it is 16 into 2. So let's take how much it is. 12 plus 32, this is equal to 44. And if I calculate for the products, again I get it is equal to 44. 44 grams reactant and 44 grams products. Let's take another example. If you take methane and if you burn in oxygen, it's going to form carbon dioxide and water. So let's see what happens to the mass of the reactant and product. Before calculating it, let's see whether the equation is balanced. We see it is not balanced. Here, to balance the hydrogen, we need to put 2 water molecules, and further when you look at the oxygen, there are 2 oxygen, carbon dioxide, there are 2 oxygen in water. Here we have only 2, so to balance it, we need to write 2 here. So now let's calculate carbon atomic weight, that is 12, and hydrogen 1. There are 4 atoms of hydrogen, 1 into 4. So totally 16 grams of methane is capable of combining with 2 into oxygen. Just like in the previous part, how did we do? That's 16 into 2. Then carbon dioxide, we have already done the calculation. It is the 44 grams. And for water, 2 into 1 into hydrogen is 2 plus oxygen is equal to 16. So here if I calculate, this is methane is 16 and oxygen it is 16 into 2, 32. 32 into 2, it is equal to 64. Totally if I do, it is equal to, if I add up this, it's equal to 80. Likewise if I do here 44 and here it is 18. 16 plus 2 is 18. 18 into 2 is 36. So if I add up this, again I get this is also equal to 80. So we can clearly understand that 80 grams of reactants are there, 80 grams of products is going to form. We do any reaction, we always see the mass of the reactant is always equal to mass of the products. Now let us learn second law. Second law of chemical combination, it is law of definite proportion. What this law states is, a given compound always contain exactly same proportion of element by weight. In a simple way, what we understand is, whenever you take a compound, however it is going to form, whatever the source, ultimately that formula, the combination of elements which is there, it will not be changing, it will always be same. Let's take some example. If you take formation of carbon dioxide from carbon and oxygen, the ratio of the carbon and oxygen elements which is there, it is 12:32. If I do the simple ratio, it is simply 3:8. Take other way how we get carbon dioxide. Even you can burn or heat calcium carbonate, then it will form calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Or you take a baking soda, and you put some lemon juice. Even this is going to liberate carbon dioxide. Even if you see here carbon dioxide, the ratio of the carbon and oxygen is 12:32. In the simple ratio it is 3:8. Again here also it is 12:32. In the simple ratio it is 3:8. So what this, it's a very simple law. Simply says this: whenever a compound is going to form, it will always contain exactly same proportion of elements. It will not change, it will remain always same. Now let us take the third law, law of multiple proportion. So what does this state? Law of multiple proportion, students. If two elements can combine to form more than one compound, the masses of one element that combines with the fixed mass of the other element are in the ratio of small numbers. The law is little lengthy. Let me tell you in a simple word. What it says is, if at all there are two elements are there and they are capable of forming many compounds, then if you fix mass of one element, the other element which is combining, and if you take the ratio, we are going to get always a simple ratio. It will not be any decimal or fraction. The ratio of the masses that elements combine, it is always in a simple ratio. Let us understand by taking example. Let's take first example by taking carbon and oxygen. Carbon can combine with oxygen to form a compound carbon monoxide. It can also form a compound carbon dioxide. So here if you look at the ratio of the carbon and oxygen, what is the ratio? It is 12:16. And if I take the carbon dioxide here, the carbon and oxygen ratio is 12:32. Now if I take the simplified form, and if I take the ratio of the element by fixing other, carbon here both, here we are having 12. So this is, let us say we have fixed it. Now let us say the other element here which we have got is oxygen. The ratio of the oxygen here in carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide is 16:32. In a simple ratio it is 1:2. Let's take another example by taking hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen can combine and form two different compounds. One is water, another it can form is hydrogen peroxide. Again here if I look at what is the ratio of the masses which combines, 1:2 hydrogen is capable of combining with 16 grams of oxygen to form water, and if I look at here it is 2:2, it is 16 into 2 which is equal to 32. So here if I fix hydrogen is 2, both same, then the ratio of oxygen here combining is 16:32. In here it is in the simple ratio 1:2. So we are getting everywhere a very simple ratio. Let's go for further example. Let's take third example of nitrogen and oxygen. That is nitrogen and oxygen can combine and form many compounds. Let's take the compound that it will form. It can form a compound N2O, nitrous oxide. It can form a compound NO. It can form compound nitrogen trioxide, N2O3. It can form nitrogen dioxide, NO2, or it can also form a compound N2O5. Let's see in this particular example, do we get simple ratio or not? So I will write here for each one separately. I will write what is the mass of the nitrogen here, what is the mass of oxygen here. So here you can see nitrogen is 12 into, sorry, not 12, it is 14 into 2. Here it is 14, here it is 14 into 2, here it is 14, here it is 14 into 2. What is the oxygen which is combining here? Here it is 16, second one is also 16, in N2O3 it is 16 into 3, and here it is NO2, oxygen is 16 into 2, and here it is 16 into 5. So here what I get here is, this is 28, 28, 28, whereas in these two it is 14. Either I have to do this equal to 14, or I have to do this one, it is equal to 28. Why? We have to fix the mass of one element. Then we can calculate what is the ratio of the other element which is combined. Let's say when we are fixing it, I will fix it here for the nitrogen as 28. Okay, so this how do I get? If I multiply here by 2, I will get this as 28. And when I multiply this by 2, also I should multiply here also, this also by 2, this is equal to 32. So this again here I should multiply by 2, I will get 28. This also again I have to multiply by 2. So here what I get? It is equal to 64. So let's take all the masses here. So here everywhere I get 28, 28, 28 nitrogen. And if I calculate here what is the masses of the oxygen in every compound that I get, the first one is 16, second one is 32, third one is 16 into 3, it is 48, fourth one is 64, fifth one is, it is equal to 80. And if I take here the ratio 16, 32, 48, 64, 80, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a simple ratio. So what I see, the ratio which I get, it is a very simple ratio, 1 is to 2 is to 3 is to 4 is to 5. So let us see what the law says again here. If two elements can combine to form more than one compound, it has formed 5 compounds. The masses of one element that combined with a fixed mass, the mass of the one element combining oxygen with a fixed masses, we are going to take it for nitrogen. Fixed mass, the other element in the ratio of this small, with a fixed mass of the other element are in the ratio of small numbers. The other element that here oxygen it is combining, it is in a simple small ratio of whole numbers, 1 is to 2 is to 3 is to 4 is to 5. So what we can say, whenever a compound, different compounds are formed by two different elements, it is always in a simple ratio of the other element when you fix 1. Okay, students, now we shall learn the fourth law, Gay-Lussac's law of gases. It's a very simple law. When gases combine or produce in a chemical reaction, they do so in a simple ratio by volume, provided all gases are at the same temperature and pressure. What simply it says is, whenever you do a reaction, if the gases are involved in the reaction, whatever the stoichiometric number that we write in a balanced equation, that many volumes which will be there in the reactant and product, it will be same. So let's see, when you are maintaining a constant same temperature and pressure. Let's see with an example. Hydrogen gas can combine with chlorine gas to form hydrogen chloride in the form of gas, and if I balance, it is 2HCl. So here 1 volume of hydrogen can combine with 1 volume of chlorine to give exactly 2 volumes of hydrochloric acid. If I express in terms of some volume, like if I take 100 ml of hydrogen, exactly it will combine with 100 ml of chlorine and it will give 200 ml of hydrochloric acid in a gaseous form if same temperature and pressure is maintained. So whenever you do any kind of gaseous reactions, whatever the balanced equation, the number that we write to the same volume, we are going to see the number of reactant molecule, volume of the gas in the reactant and volume of the products, it will be there in the product. Let's take the fifth one. It's Avogadro's hypothesis. What it says is, equal volumes of gases at same temperature and pressure should contain equal number of molecules. It's very simple. If you take any gases, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, oxygen, ammonia, anything you take, if you are taking same volume and if you are maintaining same temperature and pressure, it will contain exactly same number of molecules. Suppose hydrogen, oxygen, ammonia, you have taken, this is all of them 100 ml, this is also 100 ml, this is also 100 ml, 100 ml of hydrogen, 100 ml of oxygen, 100 ml of ammonia, and in all the three, if you have maintained same temperature and pressure, if this hydrogen is containing X number of molecules, oxygen also will be X number, ammonia also X number, same number of molecules will be present in the same volume if we are maintaining same temperature and pressure. So these are the 5 laws of chemical combination. Students, at the end I would like to say one hint for you. Whenever you learn any laws, please write and practice. Practice makes you to remember for a long duration. Thank you.